Now that IT has enabled us with some self-service, I have the ability to automatically order some of my own resources as an application developer. I'm going to go ahead and log into our cloud. Now I have a very important new version of some software that I need to test and make sure that it's going to work successfully. I don't want to have to call IT to order and prepare my infrastructure, so I'm going to go ahead and place an order here for a new 3-tier project on my own. I can take a look at what the description of the type of order is. In this case, it's a basic 3-tier project. Give my new project a title. Select my group so that my group will have ownership and management of this project. As this is a test project, I'll select test for the project environment. And I do want some VMs to get started, so I'll select a single VM, Red Hat, and we'll make them advanced performance. Let's place our order, and it shows that I've now got a service request submitted. I flip over and we can take a look at the status of that service request. You can see that it's in progress here. Go ahead and open it up. From the status screen, I can see all the steps that are required for this work to go through and check and make sure that progress is continuing. Let's watch it a little while it takes the first few steps. I can see that the process is moving along nicely. While I wait for this to finish, I'm going to go grab myself some lunch. Our end user has recently submitted a request for a new project. Let's take a look at the status as it's moving along. Here we can see our request, 4027, and it currently shows in progress. If we open up this request, we can see that it's currently at step 12, Create ACI Application Profile. I can look at the details of its current status by checking out the log. Looks like it's in the process of creating contracts and EPGs. Let's take a look at within the APIC itself to check the status and what's going on. This project was ordered for the Cloud Users group, so we'll look at Cloud Users. And here we have our important Acme app project that's been ordered by our user. If we expand this out, we can check the status, and we can see that 2 of the EPGs have already been created. If we look at one of these EPGs, we can see through the process we've linked it to its VMM domain, as well as assigned contracts. If we wait, we should see the 3rd EPG also be created to match this 3-tier project. Here, now we see our 3rd EPG has been created. We're going to go ahead and take a break and grab a quick coffee, and we'll come back and check the status once it's completed. Now that the service request is completed successfully, let's take a look at what it did. First, let's return to the APIC and look at the final version of the application network profile. Here, looking at the application profile, we can see our 3 EPGs, web, app, and data, with contracts showing the security between them, as well as the virtual machine domains representing vCenter attached to each EPG, and a single physical domain attached to the data showing our preparation for bare metal usage. If we take a look at one of the EPGs, web in this example, or web for now, when we look at the operational tab, we can see that we can identify that we've got virtual machines deployed to this EPG. Next, let's take a look at UCS Director and the actual configuration of the VDC and the policies that mirror this application profile. Here, we find important Acme app VDC, and if we look at the categories, we can see that the network policies for the web, app, and data categories have all been mapped to specific network policies. Let's verify that these network policies match the EPGs used in ACI. Here we can see the different network policies configured. If we look at the application policy, here we can see that the network policy is attached to a port group that links back to the application EPG in our application profile. Next, let's look at UCS Manager and verify that the VLANs that tie back for these EPGs have also been configured in the compute layer. Here we can see we have 3 VLANs configured inside of UCS Manager for the important Acme app project. The web, app, and data VLANs configured here represent the dynamic VLANs associated once the VMM domain was linked to the EPGs. Finally, we'll look at vCenter and see the VMs that have been deployed. Inside vCenter, a new folder is created to represent our project. Here we see important Acme app. If I expand this out, we see we have 3 virtual machines configured. If I choose one of the virtual machines, we can note that it's been attached to a particular network adapter, in this case, the web EPG or web tier for our important Acme app project. Okay, lunch was great. While I was out, I got an email that my new resources were ready for me to use. Let's take a look. Sure enough, here they are showing up in the UCS Director portal. Shows me 3 different virtual machines. I've got my web server, my application server, and my database server. I wonder if they actually are ready for me to use, or if I have to call IT to log in. Let's try it out. They are Red Hat boxes, so we'll go ahead and SSH into one of these servers. We'll go to the web server. So far, so good. Alright, I'm logged in. And it does say 4040. That's the same machine that I can see in the portal. From here, this is my web server. I should be able to reach out and access my application server from here. So let's give that a go. Sure enough. Alright. Well, I can get started with installing and testing my new application software now. I didn't even have to call IT one time. That's a sure change of pace. Nice job, guys.